And hello YouTube, this is Thomas Judge. It's been a little while, at least since I filmed one of these, if not uploaded it. And today we're going to be continuing with our ongoing series till the Fabled end, where I look at every single Fabled comic. And today we're looking at a custom bind. This, I admit, does not look very exciting. It's just all black, no embossing, nothing. In fact, if you look at it, the bind itself slightly wrinkled. I did this a few months ago and it's been sitting on my shelf, and it's a little bit annoying to see that this has happened. There's a very slight wrinkle in the binding there, but it's here. It's a deluxe oversized hardcover. What is it? This is Everafter. Just black inside end leaves, front and back. But this is Everafter, which is our homework from last time. So in this series, I've been looking through every single Fables comic. I've gone through every single oversized hardcover, every single deluxe edition, including things like the encyclopedia and the art books and so on. And most recently I was reading Ferris and then Cinderella, and now I'm reading Everafter, which has never been collected in oversized hardcover. It's been available in 2 different trade paperbacks. Well, I've done a custom bind of them both here. So what we have is the first volume, which is Everafter, the Pandora Protocol. Actually, hang on a second. I'm going to get another hardcover just to compare this to. Okay, so this is hardcover number 8. Literally the first one I put my hand on when I went into my library downstairs. And as you can see, this is the exact same size as the custom bind that I've done. So this Everafter custom bind will fit exactly on the shelf with all my Fables hardcovers, which we've already discussed in multiple videos. So that's just a size comparison. I haven't done a dust jacket because I haven't got around to designing one yet, to be totally honest with you. But I do need to do that. So yeah, diving back into the hardcover, we have Everafter. So Everafter is a 12-issue maxi series, written by, as you can see here, Dave Justice and Leela Sturgis. Different artists, different writers, but based on Bill Willingham's story there. The main character in this is actually one of Bigby's kids. This guy. And essentially, what's the best way to put this? Long story short, he gets recruited, or rather volunteered by Bigby, into being kind of a spy or a secret agent. And the entire story is him kind of working as a bit of a Black Ops secret agent on behalf of Fabletown. That's really all that I'm going to say about it, other than to say he's quite a cool character. He's like a younger, slightly more annoying version of Bigby, because he's more naive, he's less experienced, but he can shapeshift. As you can see here, he can change into a wolf, but he can change to literally anything. It's quite cool seeing what he's up to, kind of the level of violence and the level of kind of gore that happens in the comic is pretty cool as well. It's a bit of a departure from the normal Fable stuff. It's a little bit more like The Boys, if anything. Artwork is good, writing is good. It's 2 6-issue arcs, both of which happen in sequence. So if you read the second 6-issue arc, which we'll get to in a second, it won't make a huge amount of sense without reading the first one. As I say, artwork is good, storyline is good, characterization and writing of the protagonist is good, and yeah, basically, oh sorry, Connor, that's his name, I should have said. And Connor is one of the Bigby children that we've already seen in the Fable series. So yeah, I guess this video is a video of 2 parts. One is just to talk about the comic itself, which, as I say, is fun, it's enjoyable, it's coherent. It's an interesting new aspect of the Fables world with this kind of wet works, Black Ops style to it. Not just in the sense of Cinderella being a secret agent and working for Bigby. This is an actual clandestine organisation. Imagine something along the lines of Shade from the DC universe or something like that. So there's that aspect of it, and having Connor involved in that, which is actually good and fun and well written and pretty well drawn. I overall just really enjoyed it. As you can see, I definitely enjoyed it to the basis that I got it custom bound. This is the second trade paperback starting here, so it's called The Unsentimental Education, following the Pandora Protocol, and as you can see, it continues in the same vein. solid artwork, and you have to trust me, it's solid writing, coherent narrative, and a fair amount of blood and gore. This second bit is pretty dark, but really interesting. It's a good, I'd say, relatively self-contained story. You can read this trade paperback as a one, but it does build upon a lot of the context and the superhero, Fables, secret agent shenanigans from volume one. So like I say, you really need to read it all together. These guys are utterly horrible, horrible people. But yeah, it's cool, it's dark, it's intense, it's original, it's very different to the rest of Fable stuff because it really kind of falls outside the normal, relatively constrained parameters of having to deal with fairy tales and things like that. It's a lot more creative and it allows for a lot more options, which I really liked. And the character of Connor is a whole new, fresh character, so it's really interesting to see like how he's treated and how that works. So this whole second story actually is really, really strong, really enjoyable, and quite dark. It's unusual for me as someone who generally doesn't like fantasy to really lean into a fantasy style story like this, but it's a very human story as well, so I really did enjoy it. That's all I'm going to say without any spoilers, other than just to point out this is definitely worth reading. And then at the end we have the cover gallery. So I'll get back into the cover gallery in a second. I guess the next thing to talk about is the custom bind itself. So, as those of you who watch the channel know, I can get these things custom printed and custom bound. It's a long, tedious process. I get the original single issues of trade paperbacks, take them apart, scan them, adjust them, change all the pages, make all my own files. And there's a tutorial YouTube series on my channel about how to do that. And essentially, that's what I've done here. I got the 2 trade paperbacks, I took them apart, got them printed. As you can see, the printing is the standard it normally is, glossy, intense, well put together, perfectly kind of robust binding, and it's even got a ribbon, which I forgot to ask for, but my guide just put a ribbon in as well. It costs quite a lot. For those of you asking about it, it costs much more than buying a normal hardcover, but sometimes it is worth it, and this story was great and it was worth it. So I've got the 2 trade paperbacks there, back to back, and then I stuck in all the cover gallery stuff you get from the trade paperback. So I tend to just clump these together in the back rather than have one trade, a gallery, another trade, and a gallery. I tend to stick all the gallery stuff at the back, and this is, as you can imagine, all the usual gallery stuff and the usual covers and the usual bits and pieces. Yeah, so that's the bind. Very robust, nicely done. You can see, like, it is a custom bind. You sometimes get these small little artifacts, and you can see this here from sanding down or cutting the pages or things like that. But yeah, this is the custom bind. Sorry there's no dust jacket. One of the reasons is it's quite hard to source or to get like good, clean, used to call them virgin variants, but I guess they're textless variants of the covers as images to actually create the dust jacket. So I was kind of like, well, I'll get it bound, and then when I get a chance, I'll design the dust jacket once I've got the right sort of images for it. But I really can't think of what image to use. So the ones that I have from my cutting and scanning is this set, but none of these really speak to me as dust jacket images, either for the front or the back. So yeah, I don't know. I'd like something that I just enjoy to look at. If it's a dust jacket, that's what it should be. And until I find one, I don't think I'm going to make a dust jacket for this. I think I've got some dust jacket tutorials on my YouTube channel as well, very briefly, so feel free to check those out. But I'm not sure what to do. If anyone's got any suggestions as to what we should have on the cover of this, then please do shout out and let me know. As said, this is exactly the same size as a Fabled hardcover, so it's going to go into my hardcover collection, which will be nice. It's quite thick, but that's because it's 12 issues and extras. But yeah, there we have it. Everafter, Volume 1 and Volume 2, both trade paperbacks in one. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope that was useful. Comments, questions, queries, obviously throw them in the comments down below. Please don't ask me details about custom binding, like where to get it done and how much it costs. It's all covered in my other videos, so you can just find that elsewhere on my channel. Apologies for a bit of a delay and a break over the summer in terms of posting these. I had a very serious kind of depressive mental health episode, which basically kind of just took me out of action for about 6 weeks. But I'm trying to get back into things, which is what I'm doing now. And so with that, I'm just recording this Everafter video. Our homework for next time is actually going to be another Fables trade paperback. It's The Wolf Among Us, the trade paperback, Volume 1, which is relatively substantial actually. It's quite a thick trade paperback. You may not even have known it exists, but it does exist, and it is based on the video game. So, homework for next time, The Wolf Among Us, from Fables, trade paperback 1. I'll see you next time, everyone.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. As always, please follow me on Twitter at I am Thomas Judge, where I will post a daily review of whatever comics I've been reading. You can get an idea of what I'm up to on the channel. And as always, please support the channel by heading over to Amazon.com and checking out my prose novel about superheroes. It's a completely original piece of work. The first episode in it is called Arrivals, and the series as a whole is called No Gods or Kings. You can find an excerpt of that on my website, nogodsorkings.com. Until next time, everybody, stay classy.